Hello, everyone. We're so happy to be here. Michael and I are here at the Drayton Valley Seasons Retirement Community with Eleanor and Liz.
Nice to meet you.
Glad to be here, ladies.
Yes. Well, we'd love to spend a little time with you right now talking about the holiday season. What we're going to do is create a gift from the kitchen by making holiday oatmeal cookies in a jar. So now the first thing I do is I combine the dry ingredients, just like if you were making a batch of cookies. So I'll start with 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. You don't have to worry about sifting anything for this recipe because it's all getting layered into the jar, and whomever is making the cookies, by the time they dump it into the bowl, it aerates it. Yes. I need 1/2 cup of each of white and dark brown sugar. And you'll want your 1/2 teaspoon measure, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon each of cinnamon and ginger. And I would say, do either of you ladies like pumpkin spice blend, that combination of flavors?
I do indeed.
Well, you could replace that cinnamon and ginger with a full teaspoon of just the pumpkin spice blend if you wanted to. That was the most difficult part of the recipe. So what you're gonna do, you just take a little fork and stir it up. Really, I'm looking to break that brown sugar into smaller pieces, combining it with the white sugar and the spices in the flour. There we go. And then once that's done, you wanna make sure you're using a 1 liter mason jar because this recipe fills right to the top of the jar.
Here's the funnel.
And if you've done any canning or preserving, this is the tool that's the handiest way to fill a mason jar. So it's a wide mouth funnel.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Do you notice that when Anna's on TV, she never has a dirty apron? It's because she goes through about 30 aprons a day.
I do. If there's a spot on it, we have to stop and start again.
That's what they're for.
But generally, I'm pretty tight. So now you can give the jar a little shake. And the reason we didn't add the cranberries and the chocolate chips and the oats all at once is we want to create nice layers. So we're going to first add 2/3 cup. I should keep my funnel back. I think I will. Chocolate chips. But you know, this is a great opportunity to talk about customizing it. If you know your family or friends love chopped pecans, well, you could add that to the recipe. You could change up the spices. You could do a mix of chocolate chips. And in a case of these ingredients, like the cranberries and the chocolate chips, if a few extra slip in, that's okay. And then the very last is the oats. So you need 1 1/4. Basically, you need to fill to the top of the jar. And once you start adding the oats, you don't want to shake the jar too much or the oats will kind of sift in. You want to keep those ingredients distinct in their layers. So that's 1 1/4.
Look at that.
Right to the top.
Perfect.
You put on a nice ribbon.
Beautiful.
And then what you do want to include is a tag that tells you what to do, because all you have to do is add 1/2 cup of melted butter, an egg, mix it up, and then the cookies are scooped and they bake for 10 minutes at 375, and that's it. But isn't that a sweet gift?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So what do you think, everyone? Are you up for making your own?
Sure. There.
When people get a homemade gift, I've seen people give like homemade vinegars or flavor. Don't leave it on the shelf for years.
No,
Eat it.
use it.
Use
Enjoy
it.
it.
It's intended to be used.
And appreciate where it came from. Yeah. I can actually smell the cinnamon in there. This is one of these projects, if I find I have an hour in the evening, I would put on my favorite holiday playlist or a movie, and then you just, you know, it's not too hard to do. You just bop about, make 6 at a time. Look at this work.
Perfect.
And we're ready to go.
And you are a couple ribbons. Look at that. We are quite the Christmas elves.
You could do like a computer one, or I like the idea of a handwritten one because it's a little more personal.
Yeah, it is. Doesn't that just speak of love and warmth?
They look
So,
great.
would you like to help yourself?
I would love one. Thank you very much. Thank you. Whoops.
Have you earned a cookie, Michael?
I think so.
Well, this has been lots of fun.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Thank you to everyone for joining us, and it's our pleasure to be here in Drayton Valley, and our best holiday wishes to the entire Seasons community.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.